Hello, fans across the world. This is Abdul from Ghana, a West Ham United fan, always passionate about West Ham. We are currently a community of people who have the club in heart. We've been supporting West Ham since down the years, and then in a week of time, we just had some unfortunate statement. We call it comments from our club director of recruitment, that is Mr. Tony. Then we weren't very happy, and then we need to address this issue. And then not being happy doesn't mean we are not part of the club, because we know the club policies. Okay, Mr. Tony was granted an interview, and then he aired some statement which regarding African players being mayhems. And then we deem it necessary to come out clear in our position. Our position is very clear, because we are not aiming at the club giving him total dismissal, but we are aiming at just trying to get our voices heard. Okay, when Mr. Tony, that is our club director of recruitment, that's Tony Henry, made that statement that the club will not be recruiting players from the African continent because they causes mayhems. Let me take you a little bit back small. I've been saying this for a while, but a lot of my friends get wrong, or they just get misunderstanding about me. Africa is a continent. It's not a country. A continent of people nearly more than a billion. We are more than a billion. So you are talking about a population of more than a billion people living in a continent. I can talk of America, Europe, Asia. They are not country. They are rather continent, but not countries. So if I have a problem with a particular country person coming from an Asia, if I'm addressing it, I'll address it as this so and so, but I will not address it as a racial thing. Get me clear here. If Saku was the reason behind all this, we are telling you Saku is not a total continental person that we all look up. He is an African, but in the context of continent, people like us can disregard what he said. People like us can criticize him based on any other thing, because he might have not become from Ghana. He's not from Ghana. But in terms of football, racism, one of the worst things somebody can come out with. Okay, to Mr. Tony Henry, when you make that claim, we are trying to tell that if you look at the history of West Ham is one of the teams that is producing most African football players than almost all the clubs you can mention in the Premiership. The likes of the Song, Abdullah Fai, Kanute, and a lot of African players, even Germany. I know people know Germany. Germany is still in the Premiership, right? As I'm talking to you. Pay them, build the club to achieve it. All the at their particular times, they didn't cause mayhems, as you may have think of. So, as a club director of recruitment, his statement was unfortunate. It was very disrespectful, and then it was not targeting at a particular player, but targeting at a population of more than a billion people. So, with this, I thank the club, the FA, for making a statement that represents the principles of the game. Okay, I guess got the a letter from our club side signaling that they say to step aside for further investigation. Yes, they did it. Later on this evening, another statement came from the club saying that he has been dismissed. But we are not jubilating because of the dismissal. We want this to be a precedent for anyone who will be in charge of our recruitment, not to base it on race. Racism is one of the dangerous things that can cause confusion, even in the camp. Because right now, West Ham, we might have been 10th, 11th, 13th, or any other position, but we are still having points that if we drop them, we are going back to the relegation zone. You see, I always say this, but people don't understand me. The color black is an African descendant. The color black is from the African. Let's take off Ogbonna, Pedro Obiang, Fernandez, Reece Oxford. Let's talk of them. And then even our current player that we've signed, we are all hailing that maybe he might have been Juris or he might have been the hope. Joan Moutinho, the African descendant. So somebody like me who is passionate about West Ham, if in a week of time I heard something very, very, very disrespectful to my race, it's just like going to sleep whilst your roof is on fire. No matter how my support will be, but whenever I walk around, people will tell me, oh, you support West Ham, yet they are racist. While I have read much about West Ham over the years, and then I've understand their principles and I've known their basic laws, none of them are racial. They haven't targeted anything of racism, because I've known for a fact that West Ham have recruited more and more blacks, or let me just say Africans. If I say black could be in Europe and you are black. So Africans more than any team in the Premiership. Down the year 2000s, we had players that help us. Even when we talk of Faye could have gone, but he has to be with West Ham so that we can, because when we went on relegation, people like them could have gone. But because they believe in the club, and then because they want the club to achieve its goals, they were there back to the Premiership. So if they were playing based on racism, you would have seen that if the ball comes to you, why don't you kick it to your opponent and score? But that is not the policy of the club. So Mr. Tony Henry has been sacked, but it's not making us happy. It will only make us more happier if it is occurring more, and then we see sacking. He has done many work for West Ham. He has recruited most of the best players West Ham can ever think of. If West Ham decided to give him a sacking note, that's not the end of his life. He can move on. He's good in the business. He can still be hired by any other club. West Ham can still hire him again. We don't care. But we want to tell the world that we are happy the club have responded in principles of the club itself, but not individuals. Because if it was David Gold or Sullivan, who they are the owners, but the principles of the club is what is working now. None of them is can criticize them, can criticize him, Sullivan, can criticize even Gold, but this statement coming from the club, I will always beat my chest that I'm very, 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 very happy that the club has acted in its capacity, but not individually. Understand me, in context, in principle, and then in capacity, but not individual, because we are not serving an individual interest. We'll love West Ham today, we'll love West Ham tomorrow. Nothing. There is no word of fear that can come to us not to support West Ham. But your information, West Ham is growing high and high in Africa. And then we are telling you that West Ham is the club we always support. So, Mr. Tony, as you can hear from me, I just say we are sorry the unfortunate happened, but you slipped when you are not supposed to slip. So sorry for all what has happened. And then to all the West Ham fans, we've seen the support. When we started the crusade, our friends from Scandinavian, Hollywood Hammers, Irons United, Canadian Hammers, a whole lot of messages were coming in, and then we think that this is a unifying thing. This is what we call unity. It was more like we are trying to unite to tell the world that none can divide us. So I thank everyone mentioned, everyone not mentioned, all the tweets sent in, all the messages, all the retweets, the likes, the comments, positive, negative. This shows that the family is ever united. So as I end this video, I hope the club will continue to act in that capacity. And then, as usual, it is West Ham till we die. Come on, you Irons. We are West Ham United. Yeah, and a victory tomorrow for us. Brighton is going down. So from now, we are telling you, it's West Ham till we die. Yeah. Then,